Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome, episode 10 for ID Storytime Podcast. If last week, if you guys remember what I was saying at episode 9, towards the end of episode 9, I said that I'm going to tell y'all a story that my family, my friends, nobody knows this story. And I'm about to tell you right now. Now, I mean, if you click on this video, I mean, the title, you'll see, like, you'll pretty much see what is about, so spoiler. But, anyways, so the story is about the time I almost became a male stripper. No lie. No lie. So, now my family and friends are probably listening to this and wondering, what the hell am I talking about? I'm about to tell you right now, bro, because, man, I haven't told this story in years. And all of this happened in around 2015. 2015 coming to 2016. So, how how I almost became a male stripper. So, it all started with this, right? So, as many people know, not everybody knows, but no, here and there. No, sorry. Yo, so if you hear me, if you hear me, oh my god, bro, this fucking voice crack. If you hear me do a voice cracking, it's because I was in Universal like 2 days ago, screaming my balls off, and then literally like the next day I was at Monday Night Raw in Tampa, so I was screaming there. So if you hear my voice be cracking, that's the reason why. So, and man, I hate voice cracking because it's just so annoying, man. But I'm gonna try to get through it without. So there was this movie back then. It was released in 2012. The movie was called Magic Mike. So again, no, to the people who may not know what the movie is about, it's pretty much simple. It's just guys who just strip. They're male strippers. But I guess it's like how do I explain? Like, I guess a point of view of a stripper's life. Pretty much, I guess the movie's like showing what a stripper's life is like or something like that. That's how I interpret it. That's how I see it as. So, and of course, Channing Tatum is in the movie, and trust me, I'll get to him in a minute. So I remember watching that movie. That movie came out when I was like 14, right? 14. And I saw the movie, and I was by myself. I don't know how I got away watching that, because during that time, not as extreme, but my mom, she kept my eyes on me from not watching movies like that. But I was a teenager, but still, she's still like, I don't know. But I remember watching the movie, and I literally, like, after I saw the movie, the first thing I thought about is, man, you know when people ask you, what do you want to do with your life? If someone would have asked me at that time, what do you want to do with your life? Easily be a male stripper. Why? Because for me, there's something about entertaining people. That's why I do this podcast. I like to entertain you guys by the bullshit that happens in my life. And I love doing that. And not just besides my podcast, again, this is I keep saying how I'm gonna do a stories about Comic-Con, but yeah, I don't know, but when it comes to Comic-Con, I love to entertain people. I like to get the attention, it fuels me. And plus too, like, also becoming a male stripper, I mean, fuck, maybe I can get laid. That was like kind of like my three mentalities. So, yeah, man. So, but the funny thing is, like, man, like, if I'm gonna be a male stripper, how the hell am I gonna do it? How the hell am I gonna do it? And the first thing I thought about is, well, I gotta work out. I gotta have like a 6-pack or so. I gotta look fucking fit. So during that time, like, it's funny how people looked at me and thought, "Oh man, you lost weight, good for you." And I'll make up some lie. It'd be like, "Yeah, like, I just had to lose weight because my belly's growing. I don't like this." The truth is, I was working out to lose weight so I can look fucking hot when I'm up on stage dancing on a girl and getting paid for it. Right? That's the truth. That was 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago, dog. And it, I had that, I guess, dream being a male stripper. I guess it lasted for like, let's just say 8 or 9 months. The reason why I said I don't want to be a male stripper is pretty much, the first thing is, how the hell am I going to explain to my mom what my job is, and also to make a living of it? Because dude, I was planning on doing that and never quit. Like, I was gonna do that and I never fucking quit. So that I couldn't explain that to my mom. Two, most strip clubs, like, like male strip clubs, is like, it's always at nighttime, middle of the night, which means not only I have to sneak, well, not sneak out. Well, how the hell? Well, yeah, I would have to like leave my house almost midnight or 1 o'clock and 1 o'clock at night, and I know for a fact that my mom ain't gonna like that. Now, mind you, I'm 14 years old. Mind you, I was 14 years old, so I already had future plans for myself being a male stripper when I turned 18 or 21, around that time frame. So yeah, 14 years old, I realized, nah, I don't think I want to do that. So I gave up on that dream. Quotations, dream. So that was that. Years and years go by. Of course, I still watch the Magic Mike movie because, like, it's just like, man. And then in 2015, now I was getting into high school when the second Magic Mike movie, Magic Mike Double XL, came out. I was getting into high school and I saw, and of course, I'm like, listen, I don't fucking care, bro. Like, I'm a dude, okay? I don't care if people be telling me, bro, you gay for freaking watching a guy, freaking watching guys with six packs freaking dancing. I'm like, bro, like, no. First of all, it would have been so gay if I'm talking about the movie and I'm like, man, I want to fucking ride on his face, man. I want to do this to him. I want to do that to him. Blah 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 blah. And if I say that, well, it's kind of funny about that. Where, nope, 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 nope. I'm not gonna get down there. But yes, I'll sound pretty gay if I get way too intimate on what I want to do to the guys. So. Um, so let me just get that out of the way. So Magic Mike Double XL, I saw the movie and I saw it, but this was crazy though. The second, I thought the first movie was cool, but it was also dramatic in the same time. But again, it's showing the stripper's point of view, so it's almost like, I don't know. To me, it felt depressing. Especially the part where, like, the dude gives like drugs to this one girl. Like, bro, it was Channing Tatum and this other dude, and they literally went into a house. They did that all typical, like they dress up as cops. They're like, oh, I see, you guys, I don't know, you guys are very bad girls. And next thing you know, they whip off their pants off, and next thing you know, their freaking ass cheeks are showing. And then while they're dancing, this dude gives a girl some drugs, and the girl gets fucked up. The boyfriend, I think, like, the boyfriends of all the girls show up. A fight breaks out. It was so funny because Channing Tatum was like half naked. He's got a fucking police baton, and he's just fucking swinging at these guys. It's like, oh my! It was such a funny visual, man. It was such a ridiculous funny visual. I'm like, Jesus, I don't, man. That's such a freaking hilarious outcome to begin with. But with Magic Mike Double XL, to me it wasn't dramatic. It was just fun, and it had way more, like, I guess like dancers. I guess you would say. I guess you would say, or like, or just dance scenes. Let's just say dance scenes. And man, the environment in that freaking movie got me popping, bro. It got me popping again. I'm not saying this because I'm gay, but the movie got me popping so hard. Which these motherfuckers think I'm gay anyway, so fuck it. It wasn't even the point of me trying to explain. But it got me popping so hard that I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to being the dream that I want of being a male stripper. But this time, man, I went overboard, bro. I went overboard, and I like literally I went so far like I remember. So now I'm gonna talk about Channing Tatum. There's a lot of people who would say who wants to be a singer. They looked up to, I don't know, Prince, Michael Jackson, I don't know, Elvis Presley, whatever. From a rapper, Tupac, Eminem, etc. For me, I looked up to Channing Tatum because I wanted to be a goddamn stripper, male stripper like him. So I went so far as to watching old. Oh my god, damn it, bruh. I watched like old footage of him because he used to be a male stripper way back in the day, way back in the day. And I would literally like what it's like in the 90s. So these guys' cameras are like not that good. Some of them, but most of them are not. Most of them are not. And I remember taking the time, like watching his moves. Okay, he moves this way, he moves that way. Okay, he does the air thrusting. I'm like, okay, got that. So I would watch that, and also, of course, I would watch the scenes from the Magic Mike, mostly Magic Mike XL, double XL. Like, there's one particular. There's a lot of scenes. How about this? How about this? I'm gonna try to list all the scenes that I freaking studied in that damn movie. Not just Channing Tatum, other people, other strippers in the damn movie. So the very first scene. Now, for the people who hasn't watched the movie, of course, I'm gonna explain this to you. So one scene in double XL, the whole thing. If I'm trying to remember Channing. Well, I'm saying his real name because I don't remember I don't remember his acting name in the movie. But Channing, I guess he wanted a new life. He didn't want to be a male stripper or whatever. And I guess he was like a construction worker. I could be wrong on that. He was like a construction worker or whatever, or a carpenter or whatever. And so he's like in his like what's that freaking where they build a shack or something? Is it a shack? No, it's not a shack. It's like a little mini house that he works his shit in. I can't think of the name right now. But so he's got like a drill and no, not a drill. He's got like I think like a blowtorch or something. No, it was a drill. So he got a drill. He's listening to the radio and he got like a mask like over him, like one of those like whatever mask, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. But and he's listening to the music and all of a sudden they play this song, Pony by Genuine. So I would love to sing the song because it's so fucking catchy, but I can't because I don't want to get copyright. So, but that song played. Okay. Let me just fast forward through the fucking scene. Channing Tatum went full on, bro. He got like a little like pipe or whatever, and he was like doing some construction work, and he like thrusted the fuck out of his like that motherfucker got some good ass waist, huh, homie. No homo, but man, that guy got some good ass waist, homie. So he's just like thrusting into something, and he's doing it so damn good. I remember looking at that. It's like, how the fuck could I do that? How the fuck could I do that? Because this guy's chiseled out of damn stone. I'm not chiseled out of stone. And what's struggling for me is when okay, I'm gonna try my best how to like to picture this. So picture you're on your hand. Oh my god, I'm on my hands and knees, and with Channing, he just like the only thing he can move is his waist, and he can move his ass up and down, up and down. That's it. For me, I try to do that, but when I do it, it's like my back and my thighs go with it. I need my ass to like go up and down, up and down. You know what? Go on to YouTube and search up Channing Tatum Magic Mike thrusting. You'll pretty much see that and explain. That would pretty much explain what I'm trying to talk about because it's really, really hard. If this was recording, like if you actually saw my body right now, no doubt I would have done it. No doubt I would have done it, but I don't want to though. But that doesn't. I just contradicted myself. No. Let me take that back. I would do it, but I don't know how to do it. Okay, like I know I can record, but I don't know how to add audio. It's fine. I'm lazy. Okay, let's just fucking say that. I'm fucking lazy. So yeah. So that was that, and I remember there was, and now at high school, this had to be September or October, whatever, and I was still serious about becoming a male stripper. And I remember talking to a good friend of mine, and he was man. I remember. Oh, excuse me. I remember his name, man. His name was Matthew, and me and him were really tight. But then unfortunately, he had to move. So he's living in California right now. So hey Matthew, if you're listening to this, I'm for sure you're not. But hey man, this if it wasn't like what I'm about to tell these guys right now, if it wasn't for you, I would not tell this guy's story. So here's what happened. So I tell Matthew that he asked the one that he asked me is, "Hey man, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And I'm like, "Oh, I want to be a male stripper." And he looked at me, and I was thinking he's gonna give me, "Bro, you gay?" I was expecting that, but he's like, "Huh? You serious about that?" I said, "Yeah." Well, it's kind of ironic that you said that. I was like, "Why?" Because I have a cousin's friend who's opening a male strip club in Tampa. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm already like invested in what the hell he's gonna say, and he's like, so like, well, it's in the process. It's a new building, new club, and we're looking to find some dancers. So if you want, I could hook you up, and you'll be like the first like guy to like audition. So I had to audition, which I didn't know. I didn't know. That's a funny thing, man. Like if you have to do stuff like that, you have to audition. At the time, like I was like, huh? Because I literally I thought it was like you're a good dancer, you got the job. I thought it was like that, but no, you have to audition shit like that. So I was like, oh my god! Immediately I was like hesitant. I'm like, I don't know about that, man. He's like, well, that's if you. And he asked me, how old are you? I said, well, I'm 18. I was like, okay, that could work. That could work. And he's like, well, like if you want to do what you want to do, then just the one thing you got to do, you got to audition, man. I could put like literally like it's very hard to get auditions at a strip club. Now look at it. Now it's like, what the fuck are you talking? Like he's talking bro. I remember him talking to me like he's a fucking entrepreneur. Like he knows how this shit goes. Like he's like, oh well, this is that. You got to work on it. I'm like, what the fuck? So fast forward, he did hook me up. I did not tell my parents, and I mostly did not tell my mom. I was gonna plan on telling my mom when I get a lot of dollar bills. That was when I was gonna tell her. So I remember, I'll never forget the day, man. He texted me. He texted me the address of the club, and he said, "Show up this Saturday, 3 p.m. Like, don't be late." I'm like, okay. Now before this, of course, I was still practicing my moves, and the one thing that I really wanted to get teed down is now back in the humping thing. Yeah, the whole like no, excuse me, the whole like thrusting on the floor with just your like you got to use your waist like to fucking do that. But I realized there's another way to like hump the floor, is that you can like slide your knees like in a 360, and when you do that you can go down like up and down very slowly, almost looking like I'm slowly kind of fucking the floor. So I saw that, I'm like, great. And I had a wooden floor when I was living at my parents. So I remember wearing this sensitive like slippery pants, and I remember doing that move. I fucking nailed it. I'm like, this is gonna be my go-to move. This is gonna be my go-to move. And plus, I was a pretty good dancer, and I wasn't like a professional dancer. I mean, I got a waist. I could move my hips. I can do like I could put like my hands up and just like do like a 360 with my waist. I could do that. So fast forward, now the audition comes. I tell my mom I'm gonna be hanging out with a couple of my buddies. She's like, okay. So and I drove at the time. Well, I still drive. What the fuck? So I drove to the club in Tampa, Bumbaland, and this club it didn't even have a name yet, so I couldn't tell you what the name is. It was just a beat up old building, and almost, dude, it was almost looked like it was in the middle of nowhere, which freaked me out. But I'll get to that in a minute. So I show up to the place, and I was expecting to be the first person there. But in reality, there was like five or six, probably seven or eight guys waiting in line. And brother, these guys look like freaking supermodels from freaking Australia, or bro, Australia or Brazil. These guys look way too damn sexy. I was just like a damn plum compared to all these motherfuckers. So I remember like I opened the door, and there was like the group of guys. And I remember asking one of the guys, like, "Oh, like, is there a guy named Matthew here?" He's like, well, no. Well, the guy was about to. The guy had no idea, but and then someone, I think it was his cousin's friend, was like, "Hey, are you Derek?" I said, "Yeah." "Okay, come here." So I came over. He's like, "Hey, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you coming here. It means a lot. It means it means a lot that you came here. Like it's been my ultimate goal to like run like a gentleman's club. So yeah, so Matthews talked to me about what you want to do. So nope, if you want to achieve your dreams, I can help you with that. Like I don't think he said it exactly like that, but I'm kind of like making it sound like that. She said like he said that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, thank you for the opportunity, freaking whatever. It's like, okay, well, you got audition, right? I'm like, yeah, no problem. I said, okay, well, now here's how it's gonna go. There's a stage. So there's a stage up there, and he pointed to the stage. So you got to go up there. Okay, there's gonna be three judges. Okay, there's gonna be three judges, and pretty much what you have to do, you have to. This is what he told me. He told me when you go up on stage, you gotta make yourself look presentable. You gotta make yourself look hot. Like I guess hot. I'm trying to remember what he said. I remember he did say you gotta show a lot of charisma. Because like if you be that guy that just like takes his clothes, like to freaking takes his pants off and just awkwardly looks at the crowd, you're just destined to be failed. Just some shit like that. And I said, well, I do got charisma. So there's no problem about that. Mind you, when he's telling me what I gotta do, I'm shitting my pants. I'm shitting my pants because I gotta like. Oh, I even asked him like now, do I have to take off my whole clothes? Like what's the limit? He's like, well, since you're auditioning, you just take off your shirt. If you just want to take off your pants, you gotta wear like this guy told me like I had to wear a specific like underwear or boxers I gotta wear because like ain't nobody because like you're not supposed to like that was his rule. He didn't want a straight up X-rated type of club. He didn't want me to expose my dick to the girls. And believe it or not, there are some other freaking gentlemen clubs that are freaking like that. Bro, like there are some guys who just like to whip out their cock. I know that. I saw a freaking porn video of that. This guy whipped out his cock. Next thing you know, this girl felt turned on and started fucking him like in the VIP room. Recorded, amateur and everything. The guy got the good angles, but motherfucker. But yeah. So when he told me that, immediately I was like, am I making the right decision here? Because I thought I wanted to do like what in the movies. Like in the Magic Mike movies. But the thing is, I don't want to I don't want to like be almost fully naked, which is stupid because that's what strip clubs are. Some strip clubs, they like to take their fucking clothes off and entertain you and get paid for it. But my dumbass wasn't thinking like that. I wanted to be like Channing Tatum. I wanted to be like Channing Tatum, bro. So he told me that. I'm like, okay. So how much time? How much time do you need to prepare yourself? Like, well, I think I could do it right now. Oh, confidence. Okay, well, go up on stage and just take your time and let me know when you're ready. I'm like, okay, cool. So, but I did ask him. Like, he asked me like, what song would you like to like audition on? I said, well, can you give me Pony by Genuine? And he smiled to me. He's like, "You're a Magic Mike fan?" I'm like, "Absolutely." He smiled. He patted me on the shoulder. He's like, "Let's go." So now, this is gonna be so crazy. My mom, she wants me to become an actor like so bad, So there's no. I told my mom before I made this podcast. I told her do not listen to this podcast at all, because there's gonna be some shit you might want not want to know about me. Yeah, this particular story, this will haunt her for the rest of her life, and the fact that I hold this for years, years. So I go up on stage, and there's three judges. It was like two girls and one guy, one guy. So so first of all, I stand there awkwardly because I'm like waiting for like the song to play. So the song plays, and so the first thing I did the whole like I put like both hands on my head, and I'm just like shaking my waist, like hardly shaking my waist, and I was doing that, and the judges, they were just looking at me. They had like a clipboard and shit, and just looking up at me and signing, looking up, writing whatever the fuck is on the clipboard. So I'm doing that, and then like also there was a chair there. There was a chair, and one of the things I had to do was pretend that there was a girl there, which is hard to do. How the fuck are you gonna give a lap dance to Casper the Friendly Ghost? It's fucking difficult. It's impossible. But I tried to do it anyway, so I did the whole thing, like I literally, bruh, I literally put my hands on my knees, and I was really just like, I guess like slowly twerking on the ghost on the chair, really really doing that. And again, I'm looking at the judges, they're looking at the clipboard, whatever. And fast forward, I mean, I just kept, it was, see, there's nothing too much to talk about the audition, because like what I was doing in my room, I was doing the same thing up on stage. Like the whole like 360 knee turn, humping the floor, like the whole lap dance on the chair, like shaking my waist, this shit like that. So audition was over, and I think one of the judges was like, "Okay, thank you. We will give you a brief of our opinion in about, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that." So I was like, "Okay." So I waited outside for like 20 minutes. No, 20 minutes. Now, mind you, there was a line. Like I said before, there was a line of people like auditioning, but I think like I was like the first person to do it, because like my butt Matthew hooked me up. So yeah, so I remember walking outside, just waiting, and then one of the judges was like, okay, he walks outside and he's, hey, listen, man. So what's your name, man? I'm like, oh, Derek. Oh, Derek. So we were thinking, we discussed about you. Your performance, it was, I'll tell you the truth, it was okay, but it wasn't great in the same time. But of course you're not gonna be perfect. Like how long you been dancing or stripping? I'm like, this is my first time doing anything like this. I've never done this before. It's like, okay, well, since it was your first time, I mean, you're okay. Again, not great, but you will get better. So the thing about it is, you got charisma. You got charisma. You're not afraid, like, to show what you can do up on stage. Like the whole, like, me just like really twerking on the chair. I mean, I was doing that, and like I was like, God damn, I was doing that, and my man, bro, I was literally just like licking my fucking lips while I'm doing that. It's such a cringe, it's such a cringe ass image. Yeah, I'm really traumatizing the people listening to this shit, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Like, there's some shit in this podcast you may not know about me, bro. This is one of them. This is the start of them. Because trust me, I got plenty more, bruh. So that was that. And the one thing he told me, now, again, you got charisma, of course. Now, the last thing I should mention, that I'm not disrespecting you, but you gotta put on a little muscle. The girls love guys who are very chiseled or something like that. Because you got a dad bod going on here. So like you can't look like that. I was like, I remember thinking to myself, I was like, does it fucking matter if I have a six pack or not? If the girl's throwing money at me, I'm doing my job, right? So what the fuck is this whole philosophy that I gotta have a six pack? I like, come on, like I don't need to look like fucking like who's a guy with a freaking six pack? Taylor Lautner, for example. Do I really need to look like fucking Team Jacob on stage? No, for me, like that was my opinion. That was my opinion. But of course, I'm like, you know what? You're right. Fuck it. Fine. I'll fucking do it. But so he told me that. I'm like, okay, I'll try to do that. Okay, well, work yourself up. If you looking, if you got some muscles going on, you come back. And we'll probably give you the part. Like, probably give you the part. We'll probably like get you like casted in the club or something like that. I'm like, okay, cool, thank you, man. We shook hands. We left, and I can tell you right now, not even 30 seconds in the car. Not even 30 seconds in the car. I was immediately was like, I'm not gonna be a male stripper. It's like, so I did all of that bullshit for nothing. Reason why I changed my mind, because one, me going back to saying how the club was in the middle of nowhere, and it was almost like it was like in the middle of the forest, almost the middle of the forest. That's fucking scary at nighttime. Could you imagine that? So if I'm done doing my performance, I walk out, fucking Jason or fucking Bear is gonna come fucking chop my ass. So that was creepy. I didn't like that. And two, again, my mom. It was always my mom, my mom, my mom. There's no way in hell my mom would like it if I do this shit for a living. So I said no on that. And three, I didn't remember asking the guy, like, how much do you think I get paid? He's like, well, it depends how great your performance is. So like what's the highest like a stripper's ever made? Well, the highest I've ever seen was about 200. It was like, okay, like a week, or like, oh no, like in no, I asked him like in a day. I was like, oh no, about a week. So the guy got $200 like in a week. Like, yeah. I was like, okay, what about the next week? Oh well, this particular guy, he had 200 one week, and the next week he had like $10. I'm like, what? So I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, that was the third thing. It's like, nah, man, I want to get paid every 2 weeks, and I want a lot of damn money. So that was the reason why. So that was that. The next day at school, Matthew asked me. He was like, hey man, so what you think? You think you could do it? I said, no, I'm not gonna do it. It's like, why? I was like, bro, and I told him the reason. He was such a great, understandable guy. He's like, yeah, man, I guess I understand you. It's okay, man. Yeah, so that was that. So now, is that club like still today? No, because Matthew told me years later that he asked me, hey man, do you remember that one time you wanted to be a stripper? Like, yeah. You remember the club you went to? I was like, yeah. Well, it got burned down. I was like, what? Yeah, bro, like someone like the club was so good until I don't know the details of the story, but all I know that the club was making a lot of money, and then one day just someone, I don't know what the hell happened, but someone just fucking threw gasoline in the damn club, and the whole building caught on fire, and because of that, Matthew's cousin went bankrupt and went out of business. So the club was never to be seen ever again. So I'm like, damn, bro. I was like, man, and imagine if I worked there. Imagine if I worked there. If I would have worked at that damn place, like, I would have been out of a job because the fucking building caught on fire. But it's like, oh my god. Oh man, but how long was 33 minutes? Jesus, man. But that, let me tell you, man. I have never, again, that's a story that I've been holding in since 2015. Why haven't I told anybody this story? Because at the time, you would understand how ridiculous and embarrassing that is. There is no way in hell I could tell anybody about that. I just couldn't do it. But then when I was doing this podcast, I figured, you know what? I'm matured. I'm a completely different person. That was years ago. Like, if I tell somebody now, like, the reaction they're going to give me is like, are you kidding me? That actually happened? I'm like, yeah. So, family and friends, your boy almost became Magic Mike. Bruh. Oh, that was the character's name. Channing Tatum in the movie. Was it his name Magic Mike? I think his name was Magic Mike. I'm about to go back and search that up. But hey, so yep, that was the story. I feel so happy that I told that story because man, it's been years, man. So yep, that was that. Um, you know the whole thing. If you like this episode, if you like the podcast, like, subscribe. If you don't like it, you're a piece of shit because why were you listening to me in the first place? You know the usual. You know the usual. So 4ID is out of the building.